Anushree, good morning Harshal, good morning Manthan. A very good morning to each one of you. Due to net connectivity today, there might be some interruption or disruption of the streaming. Let's wait and watch if the time, if the net connectivity improves, then we shall have seamless streaming. Otherwise, we might have some disruption today in the streaming. The net connectivity is very unstable today. So Manthan, Pari, good afternoon all of you. Good afternoon. Harshal, Manthan, Pari, Anushree, Ashwini, Shruti, good morning to each one of you. So today, dear students, today our lesson is No Men Are Foreign by James Kilcock. Okay, it is a part of Beehive lesson, and the poem number is 6. The number of poem number is 6, and the lesson, the book is Beehive, and the name of the poem is No Men Are Foreign by James Kilcock. Okay, so we are going to start in a little while from now. Let some other students join, and then we shall certainly continue with the poem. Let me see. Anushree, good morning. Good afternoon. So I hope you are able to hear me, dear students. But unfortunately, there are very few students today. So shall I continue? Yes, I'll of course continue for some time. Although I shall not teach you much today because there are very few students. It seems, very few students are present. But you stay connected so that you at least understand one or two stanzas that I continue with you today. Smita, better late than never. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Smita. Who else is there? Anyway, so dear students, I'm going to start my lesson today. I may not be able to complete your poem today as there are very few students available, but at least one or two stanzas I'll continue. Okay, so Asmita, am I Manoj? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So Asmita, am I audible clearly? Am I audible clearly? You please text me. Am I audible clearly? Palak, good morning. Good afternoon, sorry. Okay, thank you Asmita, thank you so much. So let's begin. So our poem today is No Men Are Foreign by James Kilcock. Okay, it is a poem from your book Beehive, and the poem is the poem number is 6. Okay, so our today's poem is No Men Are Foreign. Okay, let's find out what this poem has to offer to us. Okay, so let's begin our lesson today. Dear students, he is the writer of the poem. He is James Kilcock, who was born in 1918 and he died in 2009. Okay, so let's know something about James Kilcock before we proceed with the poem. So dear students, I'll have 5-step pedagogical approach or the teaching approach as I normally do. So I shall demonstrate these 5 steps in the form of graphics. Okay, number 1 is author biography, as I'm going to start, which I'm going to start very shortly. Then step 2 will be theme explanation of the poem No Men Are Foreign. Step 3 will be stanza wise explanation. Step 4 will be literary devices. Okay, I shall explain you some of the literary devices used in the poem, and finally after I finish up my poem, it will be a recapitulation. Okay, so these are the 5-step pedagogical strategies that I'm going to continue today, okay, or I'm going to adopt in my teaching today. So let's continue with author biography. Okay, biographical information. He was an English poet, that is, he was born in England, who was an internationally celebrated poet as well. Okay, he was, besides being a poet, he was a journalist as well. Okay, novelist, playwright and translator. Okay, so he was born in England but became internationally celebrated poet. He also was involved in journalism. He wrote novels, plays, and he was also a very good translator. Okay, now he was also a teacher in England, Sweden, Spain and Japan. He was, besides being a poet in his early life, he was a teacher in England, then he traveled to Sweden, Spain and Japan as well. Now, let's find out some more information about him. His writings include around 40 poetry collections, 6 books of autobiography. Okay, he has 6 books of autobiography and 40 collections of poems to his credit. He used to write in a newspaper called The Independent, which is published from London. He used to write in a newspaper called The Independent and wrote about 300 obituaries. Obituaries means, dear students, if after the death of someone, you can see his information is given on a newspaper. This is called obituaries. Okay, so this is he also wrote about 300 obituaries. Okay, in newspapers, different newspapers, and he used to write regularly in the newspaper called The Independent. Understood? So let's move on to the awards and recognition part now. So he received Atlantic Award for Literature from the Rockefeller Foundation. Okay, so that was his achievement, Atlantic Award to his name. Next, Japan Pen Club Prize for Poetry. He also received Japan Pen Club Prize for his poetry. Okay, so this is in short, the small, in short, the biographical information about the poet James Kilcock, who has written today's poem, that is No Men Are Foreign. Okay. Now let us discuss about, let us go through the theme of this poem. Centered and selfish as well. Understood? Therefore, there is a need to promote universal love and brotherhood, so that the misunderstanding among human beings for not being able to be connected with one another frequently has come up nowadays. So how to reduce this misunderstanding, how to reduce misunderstanding among human beings, how to reduce the violence, war among different countries. This is possible only through promoting universal love and brotherhood. The poet suggests to us that all human beings are the same, although there may be differences in religions, nationality, culture and languages. Understood? Then of course there will be differences in religions, nationality. I may be an Indian, somebody may be a Pakistani, or somebody might be Chinese or Japanese. Okay, the nationality might be different. Understood? Our religions are also different. Some are Hindus, some are Muslims, some are Christians, some are Buddhists. So religions might be different, our nationalities might be different, our countries of origin, what is nationality, otherwise known as, might be different, our culture might be different, and of course our languages are also different. In spite of having differences of religions, nationality, culture and languages, basically all human beings are same. Okay, because we share the same space on the earth, we breathe in the same oxygen air, we use the same water which is available on the surface of the earth. Okay, so we are sharing the same resources from the earth. We are having same characteristics, like all human beings sleep, all human beings wake up, all human beings eat similar kinds of food, all human beings toil hard, they do a lot of hard work. So there are common human characteristics. Okay, so when we are having common human characteristics, okay, when we are having like common structural characteristics, okay, then why is there a difference? Okay, so merely having different religions, merely having different culture, nationalities and languages we cannot be different. Okay, we are all same. Okay, we are all same, and this particular feeling of sameness must be taught to the people. People must be sensitized to understand that even though we have cultural differences, even though we have religious differences, we have linguistic differences. Okay, but at the end of the day, we are all human beings. Therefore, there is a need for promoting love and brotherhood among all the human beings. All human beings share the same sun, air, water. We all labor alike. Labor means we all work hard. Similarly, we prosper in peace and suffer during war. Human beings have commonality, and they should foster a bond of love. And to refresh your life streaming button, then certainly you shall be able to go live once again. So again is showing live stream offline. Yes, I understand. Now you see, dear students, I think now it's there. Now I think it's back. Okay, sure. Thank you, it's back, right. So let me continue very quickly. Dear students, this poem promotes universal love and brotherhood. The poet suggests to us that all human beings are the same, although there may be some differences in religions, nationality, culture and languages. All human beings share the sun, air, water, and we all labor alike. Labor means we work hard. Okay, we all human beings work similarly, prosper in peace and suffer during war. Okay, we shine or we make development when there is peaceful situation, but we suffer when there is war or violence in the society. Human beings have commonality. They have common features. All the human beings have common features, like they go to sleep, they wake up, they eat similar food, and then they do hard work. Okay, so human beings have common features. So when human beings have common features, okay, then why is there so much of difference? Okay, there should not be any difference amongst us in terms of not understanding one another. Okay, human beings don't understand one another. Why? Because they have they are self-centered, they are busy with their own life. So the poet is saying, if we do not understand each other, then there may be misunderstanding, and out of misunderstanding generates all kinds of conflict. Therefore, the poet wants us to develop or foster universal love and brotherhood. Okay, because even though we might be having differences in terms of religion, nationality, culture, language, but basically we are all human beings and we have common characteristics. Okay, and then the poet says, when we wage a war against a country, we pollute the environment and harm ourselves in the process. Okay, so if we indulge in any kind of war or violence, it comes back to us. It has a boomerang effect on us. Okay, so when we are indulged in war, then in the process of uniforms, okay, besides the factor of uniform, okay, we have a single body. Understood? Inside the uniform we have a single body structure, okay, which breathes like ours. Every human being in different country breathes like us only. It's the same breathing pattern in all human beings. Understood? The land that we walk upon, our brothers means here the people of different countries are called our brothers. Okay, it's a metaphor because people have been compared like brothers. Okay, all the people of the world have been compared to our to brothers. Therefore, he said the land where our all brothers walk upon, people of different countries who have been compared to brothers walk upon, they have to go. They have to be buried after their death. Okay, is earth like this? Is earth like this in which we shall lie? We all shall lie refers to the fact that we all shall be buried under the same earth. Okay, therefore, why to make differences? Why to create differences among ourselves? Okay, one day we have to go, we have to be buried inside the earth. Okay, so as long as we share the same space on earth, as long as we live in this earth, we must be brother-like in our attitude. Okay, for every nation, for every country, for the people of every nation, for the people of every country. Okay, we must adopt a brother-like approach in our interaction with people of different countries, people of different nations. Understood? Because our uniforms might be different, our dress codes might be different, of different countries might have different dress codes. Okay, but inside the dress we have a single body, okay, which have uniform pattern of breathing all across the globe. Okay, and everyone walks onto the road and share the same space in the planet earth, and after they die one day, they shall be buried inside the earth. Okay, therefore the poet appeals to us to promote, to have brotherly feeling, okay, with others. Okay, so that we do not have a feeling of strangeness for other human beings. Okay, we should not feel that others are strange. No country is foreign. Every country, this is a geographical demarcation of different countries, but if we go beyond the geographical demarcation, there is no country like foreign country. We all share the same space on the planet Earth. Okay. Now, explanation. Could you hear the explanation of stanza 1, dear students? Could you hear the explanation of stanza 1? Could you hear the explanation of stanza 1, or there was buffering in between when I was explaining to you? No sir, not properly, Anusri. Okay, thank you, Anusri. So dear students, without wasting our time, it's better let's sign off, and in my next class I shall explain you once again from the very beginning. Okay, so it's a mere wastage of time today, it seems. So the connectivity is not improving as the time passed on. Okay, yes, I understood, Pari. I understood sort of. It was buffering in between. So let's wind up today. And on the next day I shall certainly explain you from the beginning once again. Okay, only little bit. I understand. Yes. I understand, Asmita. I understand. There was buffering. So okay. So thank you, Palak. Thank you, Asmita. Thank you, Isha. Thank you, Saurav, Pari, Manthan, Anusri. Thank you so much. I'm sorry there was interruption and disruption of seamless streaming today because of awfully slow net connectivity. Okay, what to do? So we shall continue. But before you sign off, dear students, please do update your notebook. Okay, please do update your notebook, and instead of sending me images, please convert these images into a PDF file. In a single PDF file. I have already sent you on the group WhatsApp the software or the app which is present in Play Store. You download Microsoft Lens and convert all your JPG images into a single file. So for every lesson update, you make one PDF file. Okay. Give the PDF file the name of the lesson. Okay. Then you make a folder of your name, and inside this folder you please upload the single PDF file consisting of all the JPG images of your lesson notes of a single chapter, remember. Okay, for one single chapter you make one PDF file, okay, consisting of 2, 3, 4, 5 whatever JPG images of that lesson. Okay, so please do